pending.
Correlia refana kore revelina kwa na oro kono level kataba hello sanjere meje case toke
kenne tibile brigadir ginda tata lelecha ka boro wai kire ai sofe.
Well, that is true, but then Brigadier Kinida will come and add to what I'm saying that the case is not yet finished.
But let me just give you this hint. According to the extract that I gave you, the person that appears on that, the details of the person appears as accused number 1 is the witness number 104 in the indictment.
So more all time as witness number 1 witness number 104
Let me clarify this aspect so that you understand fully when this docket is brought. The full names of the person that appears on that on the extract is Bekuku. Is Penisela Bekuku Tindwa Buthelezi. Hence the initials is QB.
Lina le ngwalo ngokiqinisela Bekutindwa Buthelezi.
Ago ganetshi ene ka go tse gore unitary na ke cold case re shuma ga di case or di 40 le ra di tsha fisha.
I do not dispute that, but we work with cold cases. Unfortunately, we can't delve much into that case because that might jeopardize our investigation.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Angeke sikwazi ukuthi ngiqele ekuchazela ukuthi indawo sithi leli cala leli lesaqhubeka ngoba phela thina amacala esibhekene nawo amacala asethule engasabonakali lutho olunyakazayo kona kodwa ke sisaqhubeka ngikwazi ukuthi ngichaze ukuthi yini indawo sithi sisaqhubeka ngaleli cala kodwa ke okukhona ke nje ukuthi uma ngathi ngiveza okuthize sizobe sesibeka icala engcupheni ngoba kusenophenyo oluqhubekayo.
Thank you, but I want to put across to you that as per the instruction that the accused in a murder case.
But yeah, so doing okay, ya ke celebrities nearly tabani ngwe. Aswarelo hokolana.
Aga ke sa fetla peger ngasi tsena ka botlalo ga re wena wa e bolela go lokile. Ba tla isoro thata ke mara ka mo site ya rena. I'm
unable to reveal who was arrested when because the matter is still under investigation. But I can see you are trying to reveal some things, but I, from my side, am not going to reveal anything.
I'm in a trial, sir. I need to clarify every piece of evidence before this honorable court. The instruction further is that both Qinisela Buthelezi and Themba Ngwenya were arrested and charged for murder. Upon approaching, at the time when they approached Qinisela Buthelezi to arrest him for murder.
Like I said, our cases involve a lot of crime intelligence. I hear what you're saying, but I still insist that I cannot say much about it right now.
Thank you. That's why. let's just stand it down until the docket. On page, I think on the same page, I beg your pardon, on page 3, of exhibit
Serial number?
serial number is 494.
494.
I found that is correct.
The reason for booking out the suspect was for investigations. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that.
That's when you had a discussion with accused number 2 in a boardroom.
I do agree.
All right, let me establish how many were you in the boardroom when you interviewed accused number 2?
Sergeant Mukhola, Sergeant Mabena.
It was me, Sergeant Mukhola, and Sergeant Mabena. We're me now, Sergeant Mukhola and Sergeant Mabena.
Was the interview relating to case number 163 of 10/2020?
Case number 163 of 10 of 2018. No, it was not the only one. It was only all the cases that he was involved in that we were discussing.
All right, including the murder case of Senzo Meyiwa.
That is correct.
My instruction is that accused number 2, when he was summoned to the boardroom, there were a lot of police officers, even females.
Well, most Sergeant Mamrud Mukhola.
Sergeant Mamrud. Because of the sensitivity of our cases, we also have information because siyasithanda ukuthi kube nabantu abaningi ngoba mase kunabantu abaningi ngenze ukuthi ke kubeke nabakhipha indaba manje angeke sazi ukuthi
May I confirm the number? The people that were in the boardroom were Brigadier Kininda, Sergeant Mukhola, yourself, one Bongani from intelligence, another male person with the court gave us with braces, and Mabena. The police officers were outside the boardroom.
Brigadier Kininda, Sergeant Mukhola, Loena, Libongani Ochango Intelligence, Lemona o batsen shedi chipi momenong le Mabena mapolisha abale kuntle.
And my instructions further is that it was an interview relating to the death of Senzo Meyiwa. That's when Brigadier Kininda instructed accused number 2 to strip off his clothes so that they can confirm if he had tattoos.
Mo ne ba go bolelwa ka lehula mo Senzo Meyiwa and ke mo brigadier Gininda ileng a botjanga to fatshwa a buledi aparo ja ga go ragana o bona re ana di tattoos ka mo meding wa
ya wetso agar maphodisa ka mo ntle ola maphodisa ka mo ga re maphodisa ke la tlhalo jo maphodisa fe na le ka mo ntle.
I want to get a clarity on these police that are said to have been outside, which police it was.
Okay, I'll get into that, but I'm concerned now Pretoria North.
Maphodisa na go Pretoria North. Mara ke bola ka batho ba ne ba le ka hare mo brigadier Gininda a ileng a tšea gape le diswantšho.
Ke a nantang sa bolele nnete brigadier Gininda o ba se go gauswi and a bona brigadier a ka se mtsi dinepa mo apola ke
Importance here is that at the boardroom, accused number 2 denied having been involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. This is the second time he denied.
Ibele la bobedi la to fatshwa mo boardroom eo a gana gore o wa amega mo tabeng ya polao ya Senzo Meyiwa.
ke nnete o ganne.
That is correct. He did deny. Yeah, go up here.
Same day, on the same day, which is MM4 in page 4,
Serial number
serial number 498.
yeah ke bona.
Yes.
I can see it.
I beg your pardon, my lord. He was booked out at 16:55 in page 3 and
1655 on page 3.
booked in 1955, time 1955.
Which one? I began 1955.
ke ke ba ke dumela.
Yes, I do agree.
And the time between these two, the hours between these two times is 3 hours to Pretoria North.
Pretoria North.
You took 3 hours.
I do agree.
Yes. What were you doing in 3 hours?
Re mo tshware putsisho mabapi le diketse especially yona ya Meyiwa.
We're asking him questions about cases, but especially about this very same case of Senzo Meyiwa.
Yes. You booked him back. Then, as per MM in page 5, on the 18th of June 2020, at 5:08 in the morning. Do you see that? It's 520.
Yes.
Serial number 520.
Yes, I can see it.
You booked him out again.
Lela mucha happy kadi 18 June. That
For
is correct.
investigations.
Living church apology at Yagishish.
You see that?
I can see it.
Then-
Some people
That's when you say you took accused number 2 to his workplace.
Kimo little nishe mlato fajwa kwa ashumang hall.
Amgo e ke a dumela bjale nka ba go boditse na go rena le ene awara ke tharo jona la ka jona o ile a fetsa dumetso o tla re isha mmero go ngaro mutse no le kae ka tšatši le sentse mo ka go fala re wa le mmero go ra no ka mgo a o re ishe go gontisha go ka nnete go le mshumong na.
When we were discussing with him in the boardroom, he did accept that he did say that he was on duty on that specific day of the death of Meyiwa. And then we had to ask him asked him to take us to work, and then he agreed because he wanted to go and verify that indeed he was at work on that particular day. Yebo ngelesikhathi sisephoto waveza ukuthi wayesemsebenzini ngaleli langa lokwakameyiwa sasicela ukuthi angasihambisa yena ukuthi siyele la ethi senza ukuthi siyothola isiqiniseko sokuthi ngempela wayesemsebenzini ngalelo langa.
Okay, you will further agree with me that the date in which Senzo was killed, the 26th of October 2014, up to the date in which accused number of 6 years. Do you agree?
Senzo Meyiwa 26 October 2014 ukutala atoswara mulatu fa chwa bubedi ibeli mingwaka A6.
Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
So if you pose that question from accused number, were you expecting a vivid answer from accused number 2?
Ulo shamla dufajoro gole ga ga tshile kamera mingwage E6 o nagana gore go tlo ba le karabo e kwagalang.
Na tswatsa go ditse pele gore re le re mmotšiša la mathom o tsebile gore Senzo Meyiwa go fetšeneng.
No, he was supposed to remember because when we asked him, for the very first time, he did know when Senzo Meyiwa passed away. No, because it was in the news, he was bound to know it.
If I may to ask you, you as a witness, you as Sergeant Mohani, sorry, I beg your pardon, my lord, as to where were you on the 24th of October 2014, what would be your answer? Now, if I'm asking you now, where were you?
Sergeant Mohani, 26 October 2018, 2014, no, I'll have to remember. That
is why you reach the hour
no, we didn't hurry him up. That's why we took 3 hours to allow him to recall. Yeah, but
thank you. But let me just put it straight to you. Do not justify that answer. The fact is, when I ask you, within a period of 3 hours, you never specify where were you on the 26th of October. You now want time to recall or to think back as to where were you.
Can you please repeat and give me small sentences?
Yes.
It's too long.
Let me say, by so giving this answer, that you wanted to give him time, that's why you spent 3 hours. You're trying to justify. Because it never came from you. That within the period of 3 hours, these are the questions or things that you've been asking. The only thing you said. You were asking him about cases that he is linked with. But I'll leave that for argument. Let's move on. You took him out 8:05 in the morning. You brought him back. As per serial number 532.
We should check 8:05 of saying and la musha ka mo ngwadwe mo serial number 532.
On the 18th of June,
You were essentially the 18th June
2020.
That's on 20.
Then you brought him back on the 19th of June 2020. At what time?
La musha ka di 19th June 2020.
At 25 to 3 early hours. So,
ngiyavuma lo.
2:30, I beg your pardon. I wrote 35 instead of 30. It's 2:30,
La musha ka 2:30.
early hours in the morning.
Ele go say kamatsa.
If I calculate these hours you spend with accused number 2, it gives me plus or minus 17 hours.
Ke le ka lebella di hours tse ile la ba le molato fatsha ke di hours 17.
You dispute that?
I do not dispute that.
And-
Big law.
During these ungodly hours, what were you doing with accused number 2 for these 18 hours?
Mona ko to le very dia in the molato fatsha 17 hours.
Kare shetse a tlhalositse gore ke montshitse gore ne re ile a re o tla dumela odisha kwa ga shoma ga mining.
Like I've explained that he had agreed that he's going to take us to his workplace at the mine.
Re ile gona
We went there. Saya khona lapho emine njengoba esevumile ukuthi uzosisa emine.
ra kopana le Brigadier Keninda le mine all the human resource manager or
And
previous
we
statement
met-
gona kwa.
We met with Brigadier Kinenda, also with the mine management, where we got a statement over there.
Go sala sa molato la ba se go merkong.
The statement denied that he was at work on that particular day. Yebo safika no Brigadier Kinenda lapho sahlangana manager ezaletha isiqiniseko sokuthi ngempela wayengekho emsebenzini ngalelo langa.
Re fetsa ra tswela pele ka investigation tsa rena ke re